Introduction. Single female Lead+Slow Heat+Senior Sister+Youth campus. What is the experience of having a proud and delicate senior sister but being super gentle towards you? Junior, I brought an extra bottle of milk this morning. I can't waste it for you to drink, can I? But this bottle of milk is hot. Junior, how about trying my cake? What happened to you after eating it? I don't feel guilty in my heart. Senior sister, I don't want to eat. If you don't eat it, I'll give it to the puppy. Senior, I don't know this question. Well, I happen to be reviewing this lesson, could you please help me? Chapter 1. New Campus Life. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. P.S. If there are any areas in the novel where readers have made mistakes, please let me know and I will make revisions. As this is my first time writing a novel, if there are any inappropriate points, please let me know. Thank you for your understanding and support. In the scorching summer of July, white clouds float in the blue sky, the sun scorches the earth, cicadas chirp from the trees, and the scent of summer fills one's face. The high school entrance exam results have been released. Hurry up and check the results, said two middle-aged people excitedly, standing behind a teenager. Well, okay, said Zhixi, a young man who nervously opened his computer and entered his high school entrance examination certificate number. Seeing the 600 points on it, his heart couldn't help but beat. Zhixi couldn't help but feel tears in his eyes. Well, not bad, he deserves to be my son, ha ha ha, said a middle-aged man behind him, clapping and laughing. Tisk, you're really shameless. It must be my genes. Alright, let me post it on my social media, the middle-aged woman said happily. Son, have you decided which high school you want to go to? Tomorrow you should fill out your application and make sure to choose a good high school. The middle-aged man suddenly said seriously, with a hint of seriousness in his words. Well, good dad, Zhixi nodded in response. After his parents left the room, Zhixi opened the ball and clicked on the chat page with Zhixi. He typed and said, "Yu sister, I scored 600 points in the exam. Do you have any recommended high schools on your end?" On the other side, a message quickly popped up, and Zhixi said, "Nanjia High School, this school is very good. Let me use the ferry map to see. It's so far from here." Zhixi said, "The history of this high school can be considered quite long, and you should go out and experience it now that you are not a child. The world is so big, and there are still many scenic spots, and there is also a Nanjia University next to the high school." Fish sister, where did you go to high school? Zhixi. Guess what, I'll tell you then. Zhixi's mouth twitched slightly when he saw the other party's message coming back, and he sent an emoji before starting to fill out the registration information. Have you decided which high school to apply for? The middle-aged couple walked in and said. I plan to apply to Nanjia School, Zhixi replied after a moment of contemplation. Well, but it's too far from home, isn't it? Can you take care of yourself when you're out alone? Mom couldn't help but worry. Well, she is not young anymore. He should really learn to take care of himself. Should I drive you then? Dad replied. No, I'll go by myself, Zhixi replied. Oh, I really admire you too. When you go there, you should study hard and take care of yourself. If anything happens, you must tell your family, have you heard me? Mom nagged. After the summer vacation in the early morning of that day, Zhixi had just opened the window when a gust of fresh air rushed towards him. Accompanied by strands of golden light, the sun came out, revealing a kind smile. Under the sunshine of the morning sun, the sunflowers slowly bloomed, and pearl-like dewdrops hung on the green leaves. Zhixi opened his phone and looked at the chat. I am a handsome guy. Which high school are you going to? Nanjia No. 1 Middle School, right? I am a handsome guy, and he said, ah, you kid. I heard that the girls at Nanjia No. 1 Middle School are all very beautiful. I misread you, didn't you agree to be single with me? Lee. Slipped. I know how to watch my mobile phone every day, and I will go to school soon. Don't look at it, my mother roast. Zhixi reluctantly put down his phone and nodded. I have already called you a total of 400 yuan for this month's living expenses, which should be enough. After all, it's still high school, and you should eat well there and not eat anything too cold, otherwise you will have a stomach disease. Who will take care of you? Mom nagged again. Well, that's enough, anyway, I've been at school almost all month. Alright, Mom, I'm leaving now, Zhixi responded with a warm heart. After speaking, Zhixi quickly walked onto the bus, found his seat, and then sat down. A few hours later, Zhixi walked for a few more minutes and finally saw Nanjia No. 1 Middle School. Zhixi couldn't help but sigh as he looked at the bustling campus in front of him. High school, I'm spicy. Let me think about my persona. Is it a cool and aloof male god? Well, it feels good. Zhixi murmured in his heart. Zhixi's phone shook as he picked it up and saw a message from Yoyu. Hey, are you there? Said Yoyu Li. Ah. I just arrived at high school. What's up, fish sister? Zhixi replied. Yoyu said, Hey, have you been to Nanjia yet? Li, fish sister, I have arrived. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'll go to the classroom first. Yoyu said, Oh, go ahead and contact me later. Zhixi then went to the classroom while enjoying the scenery. Seeing the classroom scenery resembling a vegetable market made Zhixi feel relaxed. After Zhixi casually found a seat and sat down, he couldn't help feeling a bit awkward looking at the scenery of people coming and going, so he had to lean his head on the table. Ah, if it goes on like this, it will be exactly the same as when we were in junior high school. Could it be that we spent our campus life alone? Zhixi said without tears. Seeing more and more people in the classroom, there are not many seats left, and most of them are next to him. At this moment, a beautiful girl with a high ponytail and a white dress walked in and saw that there were only available seats in the classroom. The only seat that would not cause any trouble for learning was the one next to Zhixi, so she sat over. Hello, my name is Su Qingyun, the woman said shyly, with a hint of shyness in her voice. Ah, hello, I'm Zhixi. As a pure virgin, I couldn't help feeling a little nervous when a girl suddenly started talking. Seeing this scene, Su Qingyun couldn't help but feel a bit amused, and the shyness she had just felt dissipated. Seeing Su Qingyun's appearance, Zhixi could not help but feel embarrassed. He could not help roast. Ah, my campus life, this is the beginning of the headwind situation. Su Qingyun realized her mistake and awkwardly lowered her head, saying in silence for a moment, Classmate, don't worry, I'm quite a social anxiety person. After saying that, Su Qingyun picked up her textbook in her backpack and started previewing. A top student, I started learning in less than 10 minutes when I first arrived in high school, Zhixi murmured as she looked at her. Su Qingyun's gentle profile was very beautiful, and the warm sunshine spread a layer of tranquil and beautiful light on her smooth face. Her serious and cautious eyes blinked meticulously at the book in her hand, seemingly unaware that such natural movements were the most beautiful posture in the eyes of others. Zhixi couldn't help but sigh in his heart. I didn't expect my first desk mate to be so beautiful. Zhixi's campus life began like this. Chapter 2. Senior Zhixi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. As the lunch break bell rang, Zhixi walked out of the teaching building and prepared to head to the restaurant. On the way, Zhixi's phone shook a bit. Zhixi opened his phone and looked at the person who was sending the message, which was Sister+Youth. Yoyu. What are you doing now? Li, I am currently preparing to go to the restaurant to cook. Is there anything I can do? Fish sister. Yoyu said, it's nothing. I just want to see how you did in high school. Last year, I just started high school, but my situation was a bit outrageous. I just want to see if you have had similar experiences. Lead, haha, this fish sister is just inferior. How could I be so stupid? Fish sister, I'll go eat first. Goodbye, Yoyu said, how dare you say that to me? I promise I won't eat as much as you do in the future. Also, I almost forgot. Let me tell you, it's more convenient to eat on the first floor. I'm curious, what kind of clothes do freshmen wear? Lee, photos. P.S. Be sure to buy a phone that can view photos in the future, Yoyu said, oh, thank you, Xiaoli. You're very handsome. Hahaha, you go eat 886. Lee, goodbye. Putting his phone into his pocket, Zhixi listened to Fish Sister's words and lined up at the dining area on the first floor. After a while Zhixi glanced at the menu and then ordered some affordable and delicious dishes recommended by his classmates. Zhixi couldn't help but give a thumbs up to the high school cafeteria lady when she unexpectedly didn't shake her hands. After the cafeteria lady finished serving the dishes, Zhixi sat down at an empty table and silently started eating. At this moment, a woman walked over and Zhixi looked up to see a sharp and angular facial feature that was as sharp as a knife. It was three-dimensional and exquisite, and from any angle, it was the most beautiful. The skin was crystal clear and flawless, like the first snow of a night, shining with a sparkling luster. A pair of narrow and delicate eyebrows, neatly and finely cut like cream, were set on a jade-like face. Long eyelashes, like a light luo fan, were covered with indescribable and exquisite pupils. The crimson thin lips slightly pouted, truly beautiful, making people addicted to it. Zhixi couldn't help but be a bit stunned. The girl waved her hand in front of Zhixi and said, hello, classmate. Can I sit with you for dinner? There are no available seats elsewhere, classmate. The woman blinked her big, agile eyes, making Zhixi, a single dog who had been single for over a decade, a little shy. Zhixi nodded nervously. The girl couldn't help but smile when she saw Zhixi agree and sat next to him, greeting, hello Junior, I'm Zhixi. Today is really thanks to you, otherwise I wouldn't have had a place to eat. May I ask your name, Junior? Hello Sister Zhixi, my name is Zhixi, Zhixi said. When Zhixi didn't notice, Zhixi showed a mysterious smile. Ah haha, how's this, Junior? Thank you so much this time. Do you want to add a contact information? Zhixi blinked and asked. Zhixi nodded and placed the QR code in front of Zhixi. After a while, there was a red dot added to the contact persons list, and a person named Hua appeared. Zhixi immediately agreed. After seeing her friend add her, Zhixi smiled and said, hahaha, it's okay. Let's eat quickly. If we don't eat again, we'll get cold. Ah, good senior, Zhixi reflected from his thoughts. Have you finished? Do you want me to help you familiarize yourself with the campus? Zhixi invited. Oh, I'm fine, then I'll thank my senior sister for her kindness. Could you please, senior sister? Zhixi thanked her. At this moment, a girl with a high ponytail next to her muttered, damn Zhixi, you said you were single with me last night. You have changed, woo-woo. Zhixi and Zhixi chatted in the hallway of the school. It feels like my senior sister is so familiar, so gentle, and like a friend of mine, Zhixi couldn't help but sigh. Oh. What? Zhixi joked at this moment. Senior sister, you are as gentle, considerate, and understanding as my friend, Zhixi flattered. Hey, how high is my evaluation in your heart? Zhixi couldn't help but be pleasantly surprised and joked. Haha, that's right. High school may trouble senior students, Zhixi scratched his head with embarrassment. Hahaha, okay, I'll go back first. Zhixi waved her hand and returned to the classroom. Upon returning to the classroom, Zhixi was surrounded by the tall ponytail girl at the foot of the wall. This woman has a fair face, light willow eyebrows, and a small nose and mouth that are also very distinctive. A ponytail that reaches the top adds a touch of beauty. Ah, what are you doing, Yu? Zhixi was frightened by this scene. Woo, don't you want me anymore? Why didn't you come to eat with me at noon and instead go find my freshman in high school? Tang Yeye wiped the corners of her eyes and cried. So quickly tell me what kind of relationship you have with him. Tang Yeye's pear blossom-like face before suddenly turned into a playful smile ready to eat melon, with a hint of cunning in the corners of her eyes. How did you know? At this moment, Zhixi looked puzzled. This is not important, don't cross the topic, Tang Yeye said with a righteous and stern expression as she crossed her waist. Ah, it's just a friend of mine, Zhixi replied absent-mindedly. Oh, it's very suspicious. Tang Yeye looked as if she was preparing to eat a big melon. Zhixi said speechlessly, if you continue to do this, I will ignore you. Oh, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I won't ask you anymore. Tang Yeye gave up the idea when she saw that Zhixi seemed to be getting angry. After seeing Tang Yeye leave, Zhixi picked up her phone and typed, Junior, do you want to have dinner together tomorrow morning? Li, no problem, senior sister. Zhixi couldn't help but smile sweetly when she saw the message sent by Zhixi, and her eyes narrowed with a smile. Oh no, I can't. In order to have more time, I must see what kind of person that man is and how he made me fall in love. Tang Yeye couldn't help but sigh when she saw Zhixi's smile in the distance. After a day of classes, the teacher led the freshmen to the dormitory building in the evening and began to allocate dormitories. P.S. Thank you for your support. If there are any shortcomings, I will immediately correct them. Thank you all. Li will definitely strive to improve the quality of the article and make readers feel happy. Chapter 3. Enthusiastic roommates like bronze men. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Please queue up and don't worry. Students who read their names will come in, the homeroom teacher chattered in front of the queue. Chen Shi, Wu Yifan, Fu Qing, Li Zixuan, you guys come in, shouted the homeroom teacher. Chen Shi hugged his bed and the four of them began to choose the bed they planned to sleep on. Hello, I'm Li Zixuan. At this moment, a handsome man walked in. Ah, hello, I'm Chen Shi. Chen Shi said awkwardly. Hey buddy, why are you shy? You look quite handsome. Look at me, my dream is to have countless beautiful women in the harem, said a man named Wu Yifan. On the other side Fu Qingdao said, hello everyone. Do you have time tomorrow? How about I treat everyone to a meal? Li Zixuan said confidently. Well, I know you have money, so let's eat, and then bring us some dim sum. If you can visit your villa during the holiday, it's okay. Wu Yifan laughed. Okay, do you want to come and play this winter vacation? Li Zixuan warmly invited. Ah, do you two know each other? Chen Shi couldn't help but ask. Well, I met you in the classroom at school today, Li Zixuan replied. Chen Shi nodded clearly. I've finished tidying up. Do you want me to help you, Shi? Before Chen Shi could answer, Wu Yifan came to Chen Shi's bed and helped him start tidying up. Chen Shi gratefully said, good brother, thank you. Wu Yifan smiled and awkwardly scratched his head. 20 minutes later. The dormitory has also been cleaned. Should I buy some snacks to eat with tonight? Li Zixuan said generously. Oh, it's okay, buy more, Wu Yifan said with a playful smile. I'll buy it for 50 yuan, don't think too much, Li Zixuan said coldly. 50 yuan is quite a lot, isn't it? Thank you, Xie Zixuan. Let me treat you to the next one. Chen Shi said with a look of envy as he didn't understand the world of tycoons. Look at him. He can talk, and then look at you. Sigh. I'll go buy some snacks first, and we'll all eat together later. Li Zixuan said helplessly. After a while, hee, brothers, I'm back. Li Zixuan brought in a big bag of snacks. So a few people began to eat, and as they ate, Wu Yifan began to ask, hey, do you have a girlfriend? Or do you know any particularly beautiful friends? Girlfriends or something are boring, Li Zixuan blurted out. Hee, your family is so wealthy and definitely not inferior to women, Wu Yifan said with envy and jealousy. Girlfriend, don't even talk about girlfriends. I don't even have many female friends, Fu Qin cried and laughed. Hey, do you have a girlfriend? Li Zixuan suddenly joked. In the second year of junior high school, I was ignorant and had a conversation, she said truthfully. Oh. Tell me more. Wu Yifan leaned closer. See, actually this matter may be my problem, because at that time there was often a Cold War, and I knew I should give way to her, but as such things gradually increased, my patience ran out, so it ended like this. Now I feel too childish, Chen Shi said with some sadness. Good brother, it's okay. I believe you will find your true destiny in high school, Li Zixuan comforted. Yes, I'm telling you that there is a beautiful senior sister named you in my sophomore year. She was already in my bag, but I'll give you a chance just because you're so pitiful, Wu Yifan said lewdly. Hey, you are really abnormal, and someone else is a school flower. How could it be your bag? Li Zixuan roast. You don't understand that. You don't understand my charm, Wu Yifan retorted. Upon seeing such a noisy dormitory, Chen Shi couldn't help but think to himself. It's not good at all, but I want it to continue like this. Fu Qin poked Chen Shi and said, it's getting late. Rest early, good night. Good night, Chen Shi responded. The next day, brothers, wake up. Wu Yifan said early in the morning. I slept really comfortably last night, Chen Shi stretched lazily and said. Let's go to the cafeteria for breakfast first, and then go back to morning self-study, Li Zixuan suggested. Okay, I happen to be hungry too, Wu Yifan praised with both hands and feet. So the four of them spent a few minutes getting dressed, washing up, and then went downstairs to the cafeteria for a meal. At this point, there were already a lot of people in the cafeteria at 6 o'clock, and there was already an overwhelming trend. The four of them went to the dining area, picked up the plates, and started ordering. After ordering, the four of them began to find an empty table and sit down. Just as Chen Shi was about to pick up a piece of meat and put it in his mouth, he felt a fiery gaze looking at him. With that gaze, Chen Shi followed suit and suddenly realized it was Sister Zhixi. Sister Zhixi's gaze towards Chen Shi was gentle and watery, but Zhixi's eyes were clearer and more transparent than water. The gaze is like the sea, but wider and boundless than the sea. The world in Zhixi's eyes was profound and distant. In her eyes, Chen Shi seemed to see a scene of autumn moon and spring breeze. Hey, I have a good eye. This is our school flower, Miss Zhixi. Wu Yifan touched Chen Shi's arm with his elbow. Upon seeing this scene, Zhixi couldn't help but smile. She picked up her plate and walked straight over, saying, Junior, do you want to have dinner with me? At this moment, all the people in the dormitory were very confused. Chen Shi nodded, while the other three were very surprised. Wu Yifan couldn't help but say, Wu, Shi, we are really not from the same world anymore. I didn't expect you to seduce Zhixi at a young age. I envy you. Wu Yifan's words made Chen Shi very embarrassed. He glanced at Wu Yifan and explained, I and Sister You are just ordinary friends. In the corner, Fu Qin put on an expression that he understood, which made Chen Shi couldn't help but want to hit him. Junior, I shouldn't have disturbed you, said Zhixi with some awkwardness and lack of confidence. As soon as Zhixi finished speaking, Li Zixuan said, Yifan, please let's go back first. Shi, please continue eating and we'll finish. He then compared to Chen Shi. P.S. We are working hard to improve the quality. Chapter 4. Should my junior drink my milk, it's milk. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Junior, how do you feel? Can you adapt to high school? Zhixi asked with concern. After all, on the second day of school, I haven't started the high school curriculum yet, Chen Shi replied. Well, junior students must study hard. If you don't know anything, you can ask me, said Zhixi enthusiastically. Well, okay, thank you, senior. Chen Shi thanked her. At this moment, the air suddenly calmed down. Wow, Xuejie's online name is Siwanian, which is worthy of being a Xuejie, and this number seems to be the same as the new one. The Xuejie should not surf the internet at ordinary times. Chen Shi can't help sighing that Chen Shi took the lead in breaking the embarrassment. Ha, indeed, I don't usually go online very much, Zhixi immediately replied. Senior sister, why do you use the phrase one string, one pillar of nostalgia, as your internet name? Chen Shi couldn't help but ask. Jin's has 50 strings for no reason, one string and one pillar reflecting on the years of youth. This is from Li Shanyin's Jin's in the Tang dynasty, which explains why there are 50 exquisite strings of the poem. Each string and one pillar reminds me of my youth. I still remember the appreciation of this poem. The poet used symbolic and metaphorical techniques to rise up with the melancholy and desolate Jin's, revealing the poet's deep emotions that are difficult to express directly and all the experiences that the poet cannot express in the world of Canghai. I like this poem, so I used it as my internet name. Zhixi said. My senior sister recites so fluently, truly worthy of your reputation. She is so fluent in recitation that I am willing to give up. Chen Shi admired her. He, my junior can really talk. By the way, do you drink my milk? Zhixi suddenly asked. This question caught Chen Shi off guard and stuttered, Ah. Senior sister, isn't that good? If senior sister wants, I can do it too. After Chen Shi finished speaking one by one, Zhixi immediately gave Chen Shi a blow of chestnuts. Zhixi's pretty face was like a red apple at this moment. Zhixi explained, what are you thinking every day? I'm talking about milk. I see you don't have milk, and now you're growing again, so I asked you. Zhixi's voice became quieter as she spoke. After Zhixi's voice fell, Chen Shi immediately felt that he had lost his composure. He stood up and bowed 90 degrees to express his sincerest apologies, saying, I'm sorry, senior sister. Zhixi couldn't help but burst out laughing when she saw Chen Shi's side reaction and said, Junior brother, it's okay. Don't take it too seriously. The two people on the side didn't even know that their recent act of taking the lead had already been captured and posted on the confession wall. The confession wall read. Shocked, a freshman in high school bent down 90 degrees to confess his love to the school flower. As soon as Chen Shi walked from the restaurant to the classroom, he felt like someone had been watching him all the way, and he thought he had become handsome. My classmate is amazing. Chen Shi just walked into the classroom when a man wearing glasses walked over and said in admiration, making a thumbs-up gesture while speaking. Ah! What's wrong with me? Chen Shi was in a very confused state at this moment, feeling that his CPU had burned. Classmate, didn't you just confess to Yu Xiaohua? That's too romantic, right? Said a pretty girl next to her with a mischievous smile. Ha! Is there such a thing? Chen Shi was already confused. Oh, look at this, isn't it? The delicate woman picked up her phone and said. Chen Shi looked at her ball space and Nanjia confession wall. Shocked, a large confession scene appeared in the restaurant. Chen Shi was speechless and thought to himself, can this confession wall do something serious? After realizing it, Chen Shi handed the phone to the girl and said, Thank you, you can call me Chen Shi. Hello Shi, my name is Su Yunyu. Su Yunyu also introduced herself. After getting to know each other, Zhixi asked Su Yunyu to push the friend of confession wall to him. Zhixi immediately sent a message to confession wall. Hello, wall. I am the person you mentioned expressing my love in your space. Could you please delete this dynamic? There are some misunderstandings that have caused some adverse effects on both of us. Nanjia confession wall. Alright, I'm sorry, I'll delete it right away. After communicating with the confession wall, Zhixi put down his phone as if relieved of his burden. Hey, are you sure you don't want to confess your love for Sister+You? Also, Sister+You Zhixi's family is very wealthy, do you know? Su Yunyu asked curiously. Well, I think my senior Sister+You and I are just friends. Besides, my parents are so beautiful and my studies are also very good. How could they look up to me? I don't know about my senior sister's wealth, Zhixi said in a somewhat speechless tone. I will tell you some unfashionable love words. After you remember them, I will tell my sister that I really believe she will love you after you learn them. You ask me how much I love you. Maybe even if I meet you 100 times, I will be trapped 100 times. I can't tell the reason why I love you, but I know you are the reason why I don't love others. Su Yunyao said eloquently and Zhixi applauded silently below. Have you learned how to cough? Su Yunyu asked with some embarrassment. It's just unfashionable love talk. I already know it. I can, but I don't want to fall in love now. Zhixi answered truthfully. Oh, are you non-tone? Su Yunyu suddenly remembered something very scary and quickly stood up and took several steps back. What kind of tiger-wolf words? Zhixi said with a sweat on his face. Ha, I'm teasing you. Su Yunyu smiled mischievously. The class bell suddenly rang, and the classroom, which was originally like a vegetable market, suddenly became quiet. The homeroom teacher walked towards the podium and began the Chinese class. Zhixi took notes seriously below. Quickly, one class had passed, and the homeroom teacher said from the podium, classmates, the welcome party will be in another day. If there are any programs that you can apply for, I wish you a happy high school life. As soon as the teacher finished speaking, cheers came from below the podium. Zhixi's face showed a look of longing, and he opened the ball. Lead+Senior, do you know about the welcome party? Oh, I know, do you want to sit with me? I'll reserve a front row for you, said a column of nostalgia. Okay, thank you, senior sister. Zhixi put down his phone and couldn't help but imagine the very beautiful programs of the welcome party. P.S. The learning pressure is really high. I will try my best to update 2 chapters. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5. Searching for a companion in high mountains and flowing waters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After finishing evening self-study, Zhixi saw Zhixi. Her beautiful hair fluttered slightly, her slender willow eyebrows, a pair of watery eyes, and her snowy skin was as beautiful as jade, gentle and graceful. Zhixi also saw Zhixi warmly greet him and say, "Brother, you're here. Tomorrow is the welcome party, so look forward to it." Do senior students want to take a walk together? Zhixi said nervously. No problem, Zhixi responded gently. The autumn breeze of September has already given off a hint of coolness. September is the time when frost, cold dew, and cold yellow leaves condense into frost. September is golden, and one golden hue after another enters people's sight. Even the clear stream at dusk reflects the golden color. Junior, do you have any girls you like now? Zhixi suddenly asked. I had a conversation once when I was a child, and I felt like I was still too childish, so I didn't have the idea of dating. I still felt a bit guilty, Zhixi said in silence for a moment. Zhixi placed her hand on Zhixi's head and gently rubbed his head, saying, "Let the things that my junior brother has done go with the wind. Although we missed the sun, we can still have the moon, which can illuminate the darkness for you like the moon." After pondering for a moment, Zhixi said, "Love is indeed a very complex thing. As long as you believe, perhaps one day you will have a love that belongs to you." Senior sister's words have always been so profound, Zhixi said jokingly as he regained his composure and his aura had undergone some changes. Reading breaks through 10,000 volumes, and writing is like a divine act. Students should read more, Zhixi solemnly reminded. My senior sister has arrived at the entrance of your dormitory. I'll go to bed first. Good night, Zhixi waved his hand and made a goodbye gesture. Well, good night Junior, pay attention to safety on the way, Zhixi said with concern. The next morning in September, after the autumnal equinox, when the wind blows, there is a hint of coolness. The sun is still shining brightly, and the light that can be cast on the wall has turned white. Autumn quietly washes away the warmth of the sun, leaving only a faint light. Zhixi walked on the street of the school when suddenly, Zhixi's voice came from behind. Good morning, junior brother. Good morning, senior, Zhixi politely responded. Junior, do you like Hanfu? Zhixi asked nervously. Ah, I really like it. Senior sister, why are you asking this? Zhixi asked without understanding. Ah, it's like this. Since there aren't many programs for the welcome party tonight, the teacher asked me to sign up. Zhixi looked helpless at this moment. He pouted out his small mouth in anger. Seeing Zhixi so cute, Zhixi's hormones quickly secreted from his body. By the way, Junior, which one do you know about Guqin or Guzheng? Zhixi asked. Oh, Guzheng went to a club before because there were no clubs, so she knows some. What's up, senior? Zhixi asked. It's like this, I'm planning to perform at the New Year's Eve party to find my best friend. At first, I didn't know anyone around me, so could you please help me, Junior? Zhixi blinked her eyes and said. Well, no problem is no problem, but maybe I'm not playing very well, Zhixi said with some unease. It's okay, there's still one afternoon left. I'll teach you, said Zhixi. Since my senior sister has said so, well, I'll do my best, Zhixi replied. Junior, come to my dormitory. I'll go back and get the Guqin and Guzheng. You can also come and help me move them, Zhixi said softly. Okay, senior sister, it's a small idea. Let's go. Arriving downstairs from Zhixi's dormitory, Zhixi told himself to remain calm and thought to himself, ahem, I'm just here to help move things, not for anything else. Junior, what are you doing? Come on, come on. Zhixi greeted Zhixi inside the dormitory building. Oh, I'm here, senior. Zhixi, who had a reaction, immediately ran over. After entering, Zhixi carefully examined the situation inside the building. After all, he didn't know when he would come next. Younger martial brother, I probably shouldn't let you in. I didn't expect you to be so serious, younger martial brother. Zhixi looked around at Zhixi and couldn't help but complain. Ah, cough cough, I'm just curious about this, Zhixi explained in a sly tone. I believe you're a ghost, Zhixi couldn't help but roll her eyes. After climbing a flight of stairs, Zhixi saw 210 on the door number and said, Here we are, Junior. Don't do anything strange when you enter. I'm really not that kind of person, Senior, Zhixi said tearlessly. With a creak, the door of the dormitory was pushed open. Zhixi took the lead in stepping on one foot and said, Junior, come in. Upon hearing Zhixi's words, Zhixi hurriedly came in. Junior, have you seen that Guzheng? Take it downstairs and I asked the counselor for the key to the far left classroom of the West Building teaching building, where we can practice. Zhixi tilted her hair to her ear, picked up the Guqin, and said calmly. Let's go. Zhixi said. 15 minutes later, I'm exhausted. Zhixi wiped the sweat off his forehead and couldn't help but wonder when he saw that Zhixi seemed not tired at all. Senior sister, aren't you tired? Just this little distance won't do. Do you believe it or not? Little dog, Zhixi couldn't help but joke. What little dog, I'm a tough guy. After saying that, Zhixi made a tough guy gesture. Pushy. Ha ha ha. Zhixi couldn't help but burst out laughing. Zhixi's face was covered in black lines because of this. Ha ha ha, I can't do it anymore. Ha ha ha, let's train first, Zhixi suppressed a smile and said. Well, good senior, please teach me how to play first, Zhixi said awkwardly. Oh, this is simple. Let's do this and then that, and then that's it, said Zhixi. Which? I need a process. Zhixi couldn't help but twitch slightly at the corner of his mouth. The hand shape should maintain a relaxed state when the arm is sagging. When playing with a single finger, the small joints of the finger should be active, the palm should be stable, and try not to jump. When playing, use the flat surface of the fake nail to touch the strings, and also, do not insert the fake nail too deeply. You should not forget these things, right? Zhixi said. No, let's not continue, Zhixi said confidently. Let me teach you. As soon as the words fell, Zhixi sat next to Zhixi, who smelled a faint fragrance. Let's start. Zhixi said with a smile on her face. After practicing for 6 hours, the sky gradually turned dark. How's it going, Junior? Isn't it easy? Pack up, we're ready for the welcome party. Zhixi wiped the sweat off her forehead and said. Okay, let's go, senior sister, Zhixi replied with a slight anticipation. P.S. Xiaoli is working hard on coding. Chapter 6. Welcome Party. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The welcome party for Nanjia No. 1 Middle School is currently underway. Male. Respected leaders and teachers. Female. Dear classmates. Good evening everyone. Male. This is the scene of the 2023 Believing in Dreams, Setting Sail with Heart welcome party at Nanjia High School. I am the host Du Zidong Female. We gather together on a night of golden osmanthus fragrance and universal celebration. I am the host Lu Luyen Man. Tonight, we are going to interpret the breath of youth with singing, and spread the wings of dreams with dance. I am the host Wang Ziwen Female. Tonight, we will pursue the footsteps of youth with faith and create a paradise of dreams with ideals. I am the host Wu Didi Male. Before the party starts, please allow us to introduce the leaders who are attending this party. They are Teacher Zhang, Teacher Li Female. After the male introduces a leader's name, welcome. Female. Let's welcome their arrival again with warm applause. Man. We also set up a lucky draw at today's party. Man. Looking back on the past, we are full of pride, female. Looking ahead to the future, we spread our wings and soar, male. Let's gallop towards the future, accompany youth, and outline the wonderful picture of pursuing dreams, female. Let's gather together at this moment with the hottest youth and the fiercest passion, together. Walking with dreams, setting sail, male. Now I announce the official start of Nanjia's 2023 welcome party. Senior sister, I'm so nervous. It's my first performance from childhood to adulthood. It's like finding a cardboard box to crawl into, Zhixi said nervously. It's okay, I believe you, said Zhixi. After speaking, Zhixi touched Zhixi's head. I don't know why Zhixi felt like he was a BT, but when his senior sister touched him, he didn't have the intention to resist. He also felt very secure and warm. Male. The next program is a slippery egg performed by a tea party band. The next performance is Searching for a Companion in High Mountains and Flowing Water by Zhixi and Zhixi. Please be prepared. What? I didn't hear Zhixi wrong, did I? Wu Yifan said with an incredulous expression on his face. I don't know. Li Zixuan was also very curious. He He is really versatile, Su Yunyu praised below. Smooth egg, Junior, you're ready, let's go. Zhixi encouraged. Zhixi, dressed in hanfu, stunned all the teachers and students as soon as she appeared on the stage, while Chenxi didn't seem to pay much attention to her. Her body gently rotated and her long skirt spread out, her every move and gesture was as graceful as the wind brushing willows. Her hair was exposed in a bun, her eyebrows were lightly swept away, and her eyes were full of spring. Her skin was as delicate as warm jade, and her cherry lips were as delicate as a drop. Her 2 strands of hair gently brushed her face with the wind, adding a touch of seductive charm. Her agile and mischievous eyes were cleverly rotating, a bit mischievous. Wearing a light green long dress, with a waist that doesn't fit, she is so flawless, so beautiful that she doesn't eat human life. Her face is like a hibiscus, her eyebrows are like willows, her eyes are even more beautiful than peach blossoms, and her skin is like snow, like a fairy. Come on, brothers are all watching. Wu Yifan shouted again, and in an instant, the eyes of all teachers and students shifted to Chenxi. At this moment, some boys on the platform sneered with envy, how could this man be so ordinary? How could he match the fairy next to him who doesn't eat human fireworks? Brothers, this man must have something to do with the teacher, and the fairy definitely wouldn't want to be with such a man. Under the stage, Su Yuntaro gritted her silver teeth in anger and was just about to preach to those boys. But on stage, Zhixi took the lead in holding Chenxi's hand high for a few seconds, and then the two of them began playing. The group of people on stage immediately shut up when they saw this action, but there were still some who had a jealous expression on their faces. Ah, damn it, there must be no good fruit for Chenxi when he goes back tonight. He actually found a partner behind our backs, Wu Yifan said after seeing this action. Bring me one. Fu Qing raised his hand and said. Ah, he is childish, Li Zixuan roast. Quickly, a beautiful moonlight came, and the entire audience suddenly became silent except for the beautiful singing, the gurgling sound, the cold current in the secluded space, the clear and cold, the fine stream of pine roots. This is a joyful feeling. The melody is full of ups and downs, making one's heart skip a beat. The school leaders in the audience also cast some approving glances. Xiao Zhang, who are these two people? The principal suddenly asked. The girl is Zhixi from class 3 of grade 2, and her grades are among the top in the province, while the one next to her is a newly enrolled student this year, and her grades are just average. Teacher Zhang answered truthfully. Well, okay, I got it. After speaking, the principal continued to close his eyes and listen to the beautiful music. 10 minutes later. Female. Let's give a round of applause to thank the two classmates for their wonderful performance. The next performance will be a skit performance called Chicken Soup Comes, by class 4 of grade 2. Let's give it a round of applause. After stepping off the stage, Chenxi said, Senior sister, it seems that our performance was very successful. Zhixi doted and rubbed Chenxi's hair, saying, yes, if it weren't for my younger brother, I wouldn't be able to perform such a wonderful program alone. Senior sister, have you blown me to the sky? Without senior sister, how could I learn? Chenxi said gratefully. Ha ha ha, does this mean that my younger brother is learning things quickly, said Zhixi Zaniang. In the evening, after the welcome party ended, everyone returned to the dormitory. Wow, when did you get out of singlehood, kid? I don't listen to my friends having a drink. Wu Yifan immediately locked Chenxi's throat and said. Hey, she's just my senior sister. Chenxi immediately pushed Wu Yifan away and said in silence. Oh, she must seize this opportunity, said Li Zixuan. Me too, Fu Qing suddenly raised his hand in agreement. What are you talking about? No, you're going to bed now. Chenxi immediately lay down in bed. The three of them looked at each other and burst out laughing. Feeling the vibration of the phone, Chenxi picked it up and saw a message. P.S. As this is a novel, what I wrote is a bit unreal. Just have a good time reading it. Think of you together. Xi's program today is great. Lee, hahaha, thank you for Su Yunyu's praise. You can just call me Yunyu, I said to you Lee, hahaha, good Yunyu. Is Yunyu looking for me for anything? I want to talk to you and say, there's nothing else. I'm just here to compliment you. Hahaha, good night. Lee, okay, good night. After putting down his phone, Chen Shi fell asleep like this. P.S. Hey, I easily got wet again. Strive for the completion of Chapter 520 and scatter flowers. Chapter 7. Junior brother, accompany me to go shopping on weekends. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In the morning on an autumn morning, the sun shines on the windowsill, bringing infinite comfort. The light is filled with softness and warmth, making it more popular than the summer sun. Chen Shi finished bed together, tidied up the blanket, and got out of bed ready to go to the classroom. Hey, don't you three get up. Chen Shi called out. Oh, what are you doing? It's only a few o'clock now. You go first, you go first. The three of them said in unison. Upon hearing their words, Chen Shi immediately left. On the way back, I saw a familiar figure with delicate and shy eyebrows and eyes, delicate and fair skin, and clear and transparent eyes, like a beautiful girl walking out of a comic book or an angel falling into the mortal world. Oh, good morning Junior, you woke up so early. Zhixi praised. On an autumn morning, the autumn sky is clear and refreshing, making people unable to help but cheer up, Chen Shi replied with a smile. Oh, Junior, it's Friday today and there's no class this weekend. Are you free? Do you want to go shopping with me? Zhixi asked, opening her clean and transparent eyes wide. Her bright eyes were like a clear stream of water, flowing slowly, and her long eyebrows were like curved willow leaves. Is Saturday okay? I want to help with household chores at home on Sunday, Chen Shi replied after a moment of contemplation. Haha, that's okay. I'll see you at the school gate this afternoon, so I'll go back to the classroom first, Zhixi replied with a happy mood. Goodbye, senior. Chen Shi finished speaking and also found himself walking to his classroom to start today's class. A day passed quickly and it was soon afternoon. At this time, as time passed, the flow of people at the school gate continued to increase, from the previous sparse population to about a kilometer away, with parked cars everywhere and a sea of people. Standing upstairs and looking down, the crowd is densely packed, like countless ants moving. Due to the large number of people, if you accidentally step on me, I will touch you. If you want to get out of this crowd, you need to be able to drill. Upon seeing this scene of crowds, Chen Shi couldn't help but feel a slight heat in his mind. He thought to himself, if I were 2 meters tall now, I should be able to find my senior sister soon, right? Junior, look in front of you, I'm here, Zhixi shouted to Chen Shi in a loud voice, ignoring the surprised eyes of the people next to her. Upon hearing Zhixi's voice, Chen Shi immediately drilled in that direction, and after 5 minutes, he finally arrived. Junior, here you are. Zhixi handed Chen Shi an ice cream one by one. Hahaha, thank you, senior sister. I happen to feel very hot, Chen Shi couldn't help but feel grateful. Hahaha, you don't need to thank me. Let's get in touch tonight, I'll go back first. Zhixi's mood was particularly happy at this moment. At home, Chen Jiangwo, Chen Shi's father, said, how about adapting to high school life? Not bad, I made many friends, such as the 3 people in the dormitory, my classmate Su Yunyu sitting in front of me, and my desk mate Su Qinyan. Chen Shi said. Wang Xinyan, Chen Shi's mother, said, alright, don't worry too much about your son's affairs. Son, are you free this Saturday and Sunday? My classmates and I are going out to play this Saturday, maybe for the whole day, Chen Shi said, not particularly sure. Chen Jiangwo said, hahaha, son, this is a good thing. Is the money enough? By the way, how do you feel about that girl? It looks pretty good, Zhixi replied unconsciously. Oh ho, good kid, you hooked up with your female classmates so quickly. It's not because you inherited your father's handsome genes, Chen Jiangwo boasted. Ha ha ha, VX transferred 200 yuan to you, but your mother is in a hurry to have a grandson, Wang Xinyan joked. Zhixi blushed and muttered, it's not certain yet. How could they possibly take a liking to me? The next day. A string and a pillar of nostalgia. Junior, have you come? Li, I have already got off the car, I will be at the meeting place soon. Hey, Junior, I'm here. A voice suddenly rang out. Zhixi suddenly saw Zhixi in a white dress, using the source of her voice. She greeted Zhixi with 2 ice creams. Junior, you're here. Hurry up and eat, it's about to melt, Zhixi reminded urgently. Oh, Zhixi quickly replied, taking a sip of the ice cream and quickly dissipating the heat. On the bustling street, Zhixi and Zhixi walked side by side. At this moment, Zhixi remembered a sentence he had seen in a book before. We went shopping together and met a beautiful woman on the way. He praised her greatly in front of her, and she was unhappy. She asked whether she was more beautiful or not. He replied that of course, beautiful women are more beautiful, but beautiful women are just passers-by, and you belong to me. She once again showed her joy. Many people are just passers-by, and what they have is the most precious. Oh. Junior, what are you thinking? Zhixi couldn't help but worry when she saw Zhixi's absent-minded expression. So Zhixi told her the sentence he was thinking in his heart. Junior, may I ask what the name of your book is? Zhixi tugged at the corner of her mouth and asked. Zhixi felt particularly embarrassed about how to give birth to 108 heroes with girlfriends. But to be honest, at this point a 3-bedroom, 2-living room was dug out again. Knock on you, wow, don't read such an outrageous novel in the future. Upon hearing Zhixi mention the title of the book, Zhixi knew that it would teach bad children, so she immediately reminded her that after all, she didn't want her junior to become an unscrupulous junior. Ha ha ha, am I that kind of person? I just thought it was an ordinary romance novel at first. Senior sister saw that there was a restaurant there, let's go eat. Zhixi immediately changed the topic. Well, coincidentally, I'm a bit hungry too. Let's go eat. Zhixi seemed to forget the previous incident and agreed with both hands. 2 people opened the door of the restaurant and walked in. Welcome both of you. Our store has a couple package, which can be discounted by 20%. A waiter warmly welcomed Zhixi and his companions as they entered. Upon hearing the 30% discount, Zhixi immediately picked up Zhixi's hand and said, ha ha ha, let's have a couple's set meal. P.S. Is the rhythm a bit too fast, Dizzy Pie_Pie. Sigh, so far no one has read this book. I have classes these days, and it may be updated at 5 a.m. I will try my best to update 2 photos every day. Thank you all for your support. Chapter 8. Junior brother, looking back, I'm right behind you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The best time of the day is when you have just finished eating and come out of the restaurant, walking leisurely, looking around. The breeze is not dry, and the sunshine is just right. After the 2 of them walked out of the restaurant, a gentle breeze suddenly blew up. Zhixi's long hair, which was around her waist, fluttered all over the sky due to the wind. A few strands of hair flew mischievously in front of her, with no decorations on her head. It was just a light blue ribbon, gently tied around a strand of hair. Senior, was the couple's package just now serious? Zhixi asked with some confidence. Junior, let's not talk about anything else. A meal is 30% off, which is very cost-effective. Also, Junior, do you really care about me? Zhixi paused before asking. Zhixi moved his lips, and then a gentle breeze blew in. The wind blows, curling up a yellow sand on the ground, causing chaos. The hair in the wind is forgotten, and the endless horizon. Zhixi lowered his head and suddenly felt a hand placed on his head, gently caressing him. Zhixi's voice came to my ears. "Junior, if you can't speak, I won't force you anymore. Be obedient, let's continue shopping." "Well, thank you, Senior." Zhixi felt an indescribable warmth in his heart. "Junior, should we go shopping at the supermarket? Military training is scheduled for this week." Zhixi's tone added a hint of schadenfreude. Upon hearing the military training, Zhixi's body couldn't help but tremble slightly. With a trembling voice, he said, "Senior sister, didn't you say you won't receive military training?" "Oh, our Nanjia military training is 1 week later than other schools, and it officially starts after the welcome party," said Zhixi. "Oh, isn't this perfect for exercising your body? Can you do it, little dog?" Zhixi sneered. "How could that be? I'm not a little dog," Zhixi immediately retorted when she heard Zhixi say she couldn't do it. "After all, how can a man say he can't do it? Ha ha ha, I just like the shameless personality of a junior. Let's buy some sunscreen, after all, the sun in early September is still very scorching." Zhixi patted Zhixi's shoulder, grabbed his hand, and walked towards a supermarket. "Welcome, may I ask if there is anything I can help you with?" the convenience store waiter warmly greeted. This made Zhixi couldn't help but marvel at the work attitude of Nan Jian. "I bought sunscreen for military training for my friend," Zhixi replied. "Oh, for sunscreen, please head southwest. The first row is of brands that have been selling well in recent days," the waiter said enthusiastically. "Okay, thank you," said Zhixi. After walking for a few minutes, the two of them saw a pile of sunscreen on the shelf. Zhixi searched for a while and took a bottle of blue sunscreen from the side. "Junior, how is your skin?" Zhixi just picked up the sunscreen when she suddenly remembered and asked. "It's pretty good, no problem. Just choose the senior sister." Zhixi said. "This is what I used last year, it's really good quality and affordable," Zhixi introduced. The two of them put the sunscreen into their bags, and as they walked, they arrived at the park. "Junior, take the sunscreen first." "Wait for me for a while," said Zhixi. Okay, Zhixi replied. "In the supermarket, can the boss make this clothes cheaper, 520 yuan?" Zhixi and a middle-aged woman said. "Ah, I really can't handle you." "Take 520, said the landlady helplessly. Upon hearing the boss's mother relax, Zhixi couldn't help but be overjoyed and exclaimed in surprise, "Thank you, boss." Zhixi happily carried the bag containing clothes and walked happily back to the park, thinking to herself, "My junior brother must be very happy." A few days ago, Zhixi saw the news in Zhixi's space that he wanted to buy this garment but couldn't bear to buy it. Just as Zhixi was happily preparing to run back, she fell. At first glance, her heart suddenly jumped heavily, her head covered, and when she realized it, she was already on the ground. Slowly regaining consciousness, I felt the cold on my feet, but soon it felt a bit hot. Every movement was a bone-piercing pain. "Wow, it hurts me so much," said Zhixi, feeling aggrieved underground alone. Zhixi tried to get up, but felt a pain in her left foot. Looking at the sky, Zhixi clenched the bag in her hand and slowly climbed up, biting her silver teeth tightly. At sunset, Zhixi limped alone on the road to the park. At dusk, the evening glow fills the sky. That round of blood-red sun shone on the western mountains, casting a sky full of sunset, and the sky was illuminated by the afterglow of the sunset, making it a fiery red. Zhixi looked at his phone and found that he had been waiting for 2 or 3 hours. He wanted to go and look for Zhixi. It was all an hour ago that Zhixi sent him a message asking him not to move. "Otherwise, she won't be able to find me." Zhixi sat alone on the bench, the beautiful sunset. Zhixi had no mood to observe, and his heart was in a mess, inevitably recalling some past events. You're waiting for me here, you're not allowed to go anywhere. I suddenly have something to attend to, said a handsome junior high school student to another male junior high school student. The boy waited there for a full 6 hours until midnight when he seemed to understand something about standing up and going back and forth home. He put it down and left. The boy cried on the way home, tears breaking down time and time again. Unable to do anything about walking like this, he no longer dared to be proud and extravagant. What else could he say? Walking alone on the way home, surrounded by darkness and under the streetlights, he felt so lonely and helpless with only his own shadow as his companion. The next day, I saw his classmates discussing and mocking him one by one, saying, "Ha ha ha, it's this guy who's been waiting for 6 hours. He really waited." The boy only wanted to find the girl at that time, but she had already transferred to another school. As expected, all his contact information was also deleted. The boy remained silent for a moment and added a friend again, but left a message in the friend application message. That boy is Zhixi. Zhixi felt a bit numb. Just as he was about to stand up, he heard Zhixi's voice coming from behind. "Junior, look back at me behind you." Upon hearing Zhixi's voice, Zhixi suddenly turned back and saw Zhixi limping towards him, still holding a bag containing clothes. "Junior, do you like this dress? If you don't like it, I'll feel cold." Zhixi said wrongly. "Senior sister, you're really stupid." Zhixi couldn't help but shed tears, like beans, and immediately helped Zhixi. "Hee, as long as my junior likes this outfit, I don't really feel anything. Also, I twisted my leg, and you have a responsibility. You have to take good care of me this weekend," Zhixi suddenly said. At this moment, Zhixi was very touched and agreed without even thinking about it. P.S. Xiaoli will definitely read more books, accumulate good words and sentences, and strive to improve her writing skills. Chapter 9. Your body doesn't want you to cry. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The radiance of the sun has already illuminated the entire earth, and the fiery clouds in the sky are particularly beautiful. There are two people walking in the sunset, supporting each other. "Junior, what's wrong with your eyes? Why do you have to squint?" Zhixi saw Zhixi's eyes squinting non-stop next to her, seeming to be very painful. "In the past few months, as long as my eyes are full of tears, it will be particularly painful." "I don't know why," Zhixi said. "Junior, don't cry anymore. It's just that your body doesn't want you to cry anymore. Junior, you must be happy." Zhixi touched Zhixi's head and said softly, Good senior sister." Zhixi couldn't help feeling warm inside. "Don't rub your eyes or use electronic devices in low-light environments. Go out with me more often and look at your phone less. It's important to improve these bad habits in a timely manner," Zhixi added. "Well, senior sister, I know now," Zhixi said. In the sunset, with a bloody dusk, a pair of teenagers support each other and stumble in the corner of the community park, creating an incredibly beautiful scenery. "Senior sister, where do you live at home?" "I'll take you back," Zhixi said. "Oh, I rented a house in Nanjiao. Can you help me go there? You should know about Zhuyuan community, just take me there." "Well, good senior," Zhixi replied. In this way, the two of them helped each other back to the community. At this moment, trees came into view. There were many trees in the community, with lush greenery during the day and thick shade at night. Near the streetlights, a hazy light seeped through the branches and leaves, adding a halo to the trees. The community seems to be a fairy tale world filled with poetic and picturesque elements, adorned with powder and jade. Zhixi couldn't help but sigh and say, "Wow, senior sister, your community is really beautiful. It's much better than our community. The rent must be very expensive, right?" "It's nothing," the money is all from my parents, and I haven't paid anything, said Zhixi. Is my senior sister's family particularly wealthy? Zhixi continued to ask. Not really, Zhixi replied with uncertainty. Two people walked into a residential area and got on the elevator. They saw Zhixi pressing the button on the third floor, and the elevator slowly rose. The elevator stopped and the two of them walked down, taking a few steps towards the west. Zhixi opened the door with the key and walked in to change into a pair of slippers, saying, "Junior, you should know that the more expensive the community security system is, the better." Zhixi blinked and said, "Senior sister, you can rest assured." Upon hearing Zhixi's words, Zhixi took off her knee-high socks and walked straight to his bedroom before Zhixi could say anything. After a while, Zhixi walked out, and the short skirt exposed her slender and well-proportioned legs, which was extremely beautiful. Zhixi looked straight at Zhixi and said, "Junior, something's wrong with you." After Zhixi realized it, he said, "I was just thinking about something else." "You really need to believe me, senior sister." Puff. Seeing Zhixi's expression, Zhixi couldn't help but laugh. "Oh, it hurts, Zhixi suddenly exclaimed. "Ah, senior sister, are you okay?" Zhixi said nervously. "Junior, my feet hurt, but I want to wash them," Zhixi suddenly said with pride. "See, why did senior sister reward me?" "No, I can't think of such a thing, it's too dirty." Zhixi murmured, "Junior, you shouldn't be thinking about anything strange, right?" "I'm a bit." Zhixi was about to say it, but when she saw Zhixi's pure gaze, she swallowed it instantly. "Senior sister, I'll go get the foot wash basin. You can rest on the sofa for a while," Zhixi said. Wow, Zhixi came to Zhixi with half a basin of water in his arms. After Zhixi took off her slippers, she revealed a pair of jade feet. Her feet were snow-white, and her toes were like crystal-clear grapes. After putting her feet into the foot wash basin, Zhixi saw Zhixi staring at his feet with full concentration, which made her pretty face blush. Many immature thoughts flashed through Zhixi's mind, and after a brief pause, Zhixi began washing Zhixi's feet. Zhixi touched the delicate jade feet, giving people a soft feeling that made them irresistibly addictive. Zhixi couldn't help but snort. This gave Zhixi a big surprise, as he had only heard this kind of voice in the biology class video. "What are you looking at? You hurt me just now, you know." Zhixi couldn't help but feel angry when she saw Zhixi's expression. "Okay, I will do it gently. I won't hurt you anymore," Zhixi said apologetically. "Well, that's right. After washing, wipe my feet," Zhixi continued. Zhixi couldn't help but chuckle when she saw Zhixi's busy figure. If a classmate sees Zhixi like this, they will definitely be surprised. Is this really the school flower in their school, like an iceberg and snow lotus? At this moment, it feels like a completely different person. "Senior sister, I found a towel." Zhixi picked up the towel and walked towards Zhixi's direction. "Thank you for your hard work, Junior. Please gently wipe my feet," Zhixi said softly. Zhixi placed the Qianqian jade feet in front of Zhixi. When Zhixi helped wipe his feet, there was no surface disturbance, but in fact, his heart had already been turbulent. Zhixi's rationality tells him to stay calm and overcome desires with willpower. After waiting for Zhixi to put on her slippers, Zhixi's cleaning work had already been completed. Zhixi said, "Senior sister, it's getting late, I need to go back first." Zhixi had just finished saying these words when suddenly there was a loud bang in the sky, with the sound of thundering and pouring rain hitting the glass with a crackling sound. "Junior, come and do it with me. Look at the heavy rain outside, you can stay here tonight. There are quite a few vacant rooms here, just choose anyone you like." Zhixi said. "Ah, I can only stay for now. Sorry to bother my senior sister, I'll give my family a call first, Zhixi said helplessly. At this moment, Zhixi chuckled and said, hee hee, heaven helps me too. Who wouldn't like free labor? If Zhixi knew what Zhixi was thinking, he would probably die of suffocation. Zhixi put his phone into his pocket and said, please trouble my senior tonight. I plan to sleep in the room next to me. Junior, you should sleep in that room, suggested Zhixi. Well, good senior sister, Zhixi agreed with Zhixi's idea and replied. Well, good night, Junior. Zhixi stretched lazily and returned to the room, locking the door behind her. P.S. I have already made efforts to improve the quality, and I hope everyone can support me. This is my biggest source of motivation, /0. Chapter 10, Junior Brother, do you want to eat under me? You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Zhixi arrived at the room pointed out by Zhixi, and as he walked in, he saw a clean and elegant room. A large bed, placed in the middle of the room, covered with a pure white embroidered bed cover. On the left is a pair of exquisite small sofas, a bedside table, and a small table lamp with stacked shelves on it. On the right is a light green refrigerator, with a set of carved glass water cups on top. On the central wall of the room hangs a selfie of Zhixi. When Zhixi saw the decoration of the room, he couldn't help but be surprised. Seeing that the cabinets were locked everywhere, Zhixi fell into contemplation. Zhixi lay exhausted on the big bed, smelling the faint fragrance on the bed. Zhixi couldn't help but sigh, senior sister is really proud. With gratitude towards his senior sister, Zhixi gradually fell into a dream. After more than an hour, I heard the door lock of the room where Zhixi was located suddenly open. Zhixi was obviously just waking up, wearing only the simplest pajamas, with a cotton texture that was as soft as snow. Her shoulder-length hair draped over her shoulders, with a hint of drowsiness. Zhixi stretched out a long lazy waist and slowly walked into the bathroom. After a while, with sleepy eyes, Zhixi walked into the room where Zhixi was located and lay directly on the bed. Zhixi, who was sleeping soundly, smelled a faint fragrance and felt a soft sensation, while Zhixi lay comfortably in bed and fell asleep. Unconsciously, she hugged Zhixi and wrapped around him like an octopus. The next morning, lazy sunshine seeped in through the window, and the air was filled with the scent of sunshine. Zhixi opened his eyes drowsily, and just as Zhixi was preparing to dress, he suddenly felt a soft sensation. Zhixi suddenly looked over and saw Zhixi holding him to sleep. At this moment, Zhixi's CPU had already burned out. After a few minutes of contemplation, Zhixi carefully pulled apart Zhixi, tiptoed into her clothes, and walked towards the living room. Zhixi opened his phone and started reading messages, and soon Zhixi also fell asleep. Zhixi changed into a new outfit, and as soon as she walked out, she immediately realized with an incredulous expression on her face. Junior, where did you sleep last night? Zhixi walked up to Zhixi and said with a worried expression on her face. Oh, I looked at my phone too late last night and accidentally fell asleep on the sofa, Zhixi quickly fabricated a lie and said. Ha, that's good, Zhixi took a deep breath and said with relief. Ha ha ha, yes, Zhixi replied on the surface, but in reality, he was thinking not to tell his senior sister, it was just a white lie. Oh, by the way, have you caught a cold while sleeping on the sofa, Junior? Zhixi asked with concern. It's okay, it's still quite hot tonight, Zhixi said. That's good, by the way, are you hungry, Junior? Zhixi suddenly asked. Ah, senior sister, I'm hungry. Do you want to order takeout? Zhixi replied. Junior, are you eating under me? Zhixi's cold words shocked Zhixi for 100 years. Zhixi thought to himself, what kind of tiger-wolf words are these? Well, it's not impossible either, Zhixi replied hesitantly. What I mean is, do you want to eat my noodles? Zhixi noticed something was wrong, and her face blushed with shyness, like a ripe apple. Cough, of course I'm talking about noodles, Zhixi said shamelessly. When Zhixi heard Zhixi's words, he could not help but give Zhixi a white-eyed roast. I believe you are a ghost. You are a little yellow man, junior brother. You know how to drive every day. Cough, my mother often tells me that to take a girl, the first step is to take her stomach, so during the summer vacation, my mother and I learned some dishes. Senior sister, please wait for me for a while, Zhixi replied stubbornly. Oh, I'm really looking forward to you taking my stomach, said Zhixi playfully, adding in half. Zhixi arrived at the kitchen and saw a very clean stove and an empty refrigerator. Zhixi approached Zhixi with a dark face and said helplessly, Senior sister, let's go out and buy groceries. Zhixi chuckled and said, wait for me a moment, I'll change clothes. After several minutes of waiting, Zhixi walked out. Zhixi was dressed in a light blue plain robe, draped in a white veil, revealing a graceful neckline and a clearly visible collarbone. The pleated skirt flowed lightly like snow and moonlight, flowing to the ground with a graceful gait that was more than 3 feet long. Seeing Zhixi's surprised expression, Zhixi couldn't help but secretly chuckle, feeling a sense of pride. The two of them dragged downstairs and walked into a supermarket. Zhixi and the others arrived at the vegetable and fruit area. Zhixi bought some tomatoes and cabbage, also weighed some eggs, a bottle of cola, chicken wings, fish, and so on. Zhixi couldn't help but wonder when she saw Zhixi buying so many dishes and asked, Junior, can we finish all these dishes? I can't finish eating, but I can still eat at night, Zhixi said solemnly. Junior, let's go, I'll pay for it, said Zhixi in a big voice. Okay, thank you, senior sister, Zhixi said enthusiastically. Zhixi blinked and sighed, Junior, if you say you're here to pay, how can someone pay for it? It will increase the score in my heart at this time. Zhixi also blinked his eyes and answered seriously, Senior sister, I don't have any money. Hearing Zhixi's straightforward answer, Zhixi couldn't help roast in his heart. No wonder my younger brother doesn't have a girlfriend now. Will girls like him later? My younger brother is really a worry. The two of them returned home carrying bags, and Zhixi said, Senior sister, wait for me for an hour. You can watch TV for a while first. Zhixi nodded contentedly and said, then I'll work hard as a junior. Senior sister, meeting you is my blessing, Zhixi couldn't help but mutter softly when he saw Zhixi's lazy and scattered appearance. The creaking sound of boiling oil came from the kitchen. Heat up the wok and add oil. When it's 30% hot, add chopped scallions, ginger, and garlic until fragrant. Stir-fry the cabbage slices until slightly soft, then pour in the sauce and continue to stir-fry until the cabbage is tender. Beat the eggs well in a bowl, and add some scallions to the eggs before adding tomatoes. Clean the chicken wings and put them into a pot, then add cola quickly. Zhixi put 4 dishes on the table and saw tomatoes and scrambled eggs, stir-fried cabbage, cola chicken wings, and sweet and sour carp. Zhixi couldn't help but give Zhixi a big thumbs up and muttered while eating, my apprentice's craftsmanship is really good. After more than 10 minutes, Zhixi lay contentedly on the sofa again, leaving Zhixi alone to tidy up the dishes. P.S. Strive to code the text, and don't be biased by the title. Don't be a stringent omega.